And what is up, everybody? It's King Dingus Dungus, and we got a good video here today for you. We're going to be going over the patch notes, going to do a detailed analysis of them, and give you my sort of thoughts on how it's going to impact gameplay. So, getting past their little breakdown, we have the gameplay and balance. This is the most important section. And to start off, we have an increase to melee damage, now inflicts double damage per hit to destructibles. This includes Sage's Barrier and Haven's Metal Door. The developers thought that there were not enough options during the low econ rounds, which is very fair. It's tough to deal with Sage's Barrier Orb in a lot of sense, so this is going to put some more counterplay towards that, which is really, really nice. Now, getting into the heart of it, the hero changes we have up first, and like you expect, RAZE is finding herself in a nerfed position. Paint shells are decreased from 2 to 1, and now have a kill reset requiring players to get 2 kills to use another paint shell, which is what I think to be the better option. We were finding that early rounds, RAZE was having a lot of map control, and this should help stop some of that map control. So I think this is a very awesome change. It's honestly probably the best thing you can do without killing the character completely. Some audio adjustments for all of her abilities. So when you're in a hectic scenario, you're gonna hear more of the RAZE's abilities, which is nice. Again, a nice quality of life adjustment. Fix some edge cases where things were not exploding a little quicker than intended. So now there's a minimum duration before exploding on the paint shells, which is really nice. And their reasoning behind this is that she just had a little bit too much pressure. She was able to hold down scenarios in certain flanks and areas better than anyone else, and creating very oppressive scenarios. And this should be a good way to tone that down. And I think the devs are doing a good job at taking some of the power away, but not completely ruining RAZE, which is awesome, which I like to see. And coming up next, we have Sage. Slow orbs, now slow air speeds. Players can now walk through the slow orb without making noise. These are two big changes, actually. So bunny hopping is significantly nerfed, but on the flip side, now there's an element of stealth around those orbs. I didn't like the walking and the noise anyway. I thought that was sort of a dead giveaway because there was no real benefit to walking around. Now, the only way to stay silent was to stay exactly still. So this is adding a little bit of stealth towards this mechanic is very fair and is going to, help take away some of the power of Sage without getting rid of her healing, which I think is great. And now for map updates, several exploits on Bind, Haven, and Split have been fixed. But more specifically, Split, the orb moved from B mid to B main. I think this is going to be a little bit of a more contested area, which is going to be nicer for everyone on the B side of Split, which is, I think this is a defender side change, which is absolutely beautiful. And some quality of life networking changes have been increased for players with high frame rates. Some ISPs and networks, and some quality of life changes for high FPS players. Some ISPs were throttling game traffic, impacting gameplay because of this high, FPS. No impact to gameplay or responsiveness. So now we're finding just awesome updates for players who are on the 240 hertz, or anyone who's trying to push more than 128 frames is going to have an awesome time now. And some bug fixes. Cypher Spy Cam can no longer use weapons. This is huge. Fixed a bug where audible footsteps step range would not show up, which is, again, one I've encountered a couple times. And a rare server crash bug as well. So awesome patch notes here today. 0.47. I'm liking the direction of where we're going here. It's balance. It's not outright shifting the balance table like we've seen other developers in other games, which is really nice. RAZE is still playable. Sage is still playable. Yet they're not as powerful as they were. That's the summary, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this video, so you don't have to read the patch notes yourself. Every time there's patch notes, we're going to be making one of these, regardless of how long they are, so make sure you guys check this out. every time there's a new patch. Come down to our channel. I'm King Dingus Dongus, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.